going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I know a few videos ago, or maybe it was the last video, I said I don't want to upload anything non-Evo 8 related, but we have a little situation. So the machine shop was supposed to get the block done Monday, which was yesterday. It's now Tuesday and the block still isn't done. So what we're gonna do today is work on some Evo 10 stuff. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different, something new, entirely new for me. I've done a little bit of fiberglass work, a tiny bit of paint work, but nothing like what I'm about to attempt today. Let's take a look at what we have to fix today. So this here is today's project. This is the splitter for, well, this is the bumper off of the Evo 10 Forest bumper. As you can see, the splitter is freaking hammered. And I was going to buy a new one, but I got to thinking, like, why don't I just make my skills a little bit better and try to fix some of this up? It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but obviously I want it as close as possible. A lot of the stuff on the bottom you won't see, but like cracks like that, they're gonna have to be fixed. There's a ton of rock chips up in there, so I'll probably respray this whole center section as well. And as you can see, the dude that painted it for me, he didn't do the best job in the world. So yeah, we got a ton of work to get done. Obviously a bunch of fiberglass work. I just want this thing structurally sound again, and I may end up building a aluminum splitter to go underneath it, built into the skid plate we already have, just to kind of protect this from happening again. Honestly, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start with pulling off the splitter from the bumper. I guess start grinding some crap away, fiberglassing, and go back and forth till we have a somewhat decent shape of a lip. I got all of that red pinstriping off, got it cleaned up. I'm just gonna grab some sandpaper, a grinder wheel, grind out a lot of this area here that needs filling. And then from there, I'm just gonna start slapping down fiberglass. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think we can figure it out with enough practice and patience. So we got the front side all laid out. I even flipped it over and put 2 layers of fiberglass and the resin on the back side just to make it a little bit more durable. Now we have to wait probably like 2 or 3 hours, I think it said on the can, before we can start doing any work to it. We have to let that fiberglass resin cure, and then we can like grind it off, sand it down, cut all the excess fiberglass off, and then maybe fiberglass more, maybe do some bottom work. Not really sure, I guess we'll see. All right, so we waited quite a while. This fiberglass, all the fiberglass is fully cured, all the resin's cured. So now we're gonna go through and just start sanding away with probably like 60 or 80 grit, a bunch of fiberglass. We gotta cut some up there on both sides and kind of just try to form the fiberglass to how it's supposed to look. So this is the current condition of the front lip. Obviously, I was way more worried about the top part, the part you're actually gonna see. The bottom part, I was just mainly focused on getting enough fiberglass on there so it's nice and sturdy. Now we're gonna move on to primer. So I'm gonna be using this MP282 high build 2K primer. So we're probably gonna do like 3 or 4 coats on that and then let the primer dry for a few hours and we can get to sanding. We got all the primer laid down. I let it dry overnight. Now I'm gonna hit it with some 400 grit sandpaper, get it all sanded out, and we can spray some black paint on it. All right, so we got everything sprayed out. The front bumper turned out pretty dang good. We didn't end up doing any primer on the front bumper, just on that front splitter. The bumper turned out good, the splitter turned out good. For my first like actual paint job, I'm really happy with it. Of course, there's some dust, there's some dirt, there's some debris in the paint, but if we're that worried about it, we can always wet sand it out later. So I got them out in the sun now. It's been a few hours since I sprayed them, so they're not as tacky. Got them out in the sun to bake, to dry, to cure, and hopefully within the next few days, we can get this splitter and bumper back on the car. Masking on that bumper was definitely a little bit tricky with the vinyl wrap. I just didn't want to get any paint whatsoever onto the vinyl wrap, so I definitely spent some time there. But no, I'm really happy with how it turned out. There is one really bad drool or run in the front splitter. That is the one thing that I am going to definitely wet sand out. I'll probably do it while it's on the car, just because the lip is so like flexible when it's not mounted on the bumper. So yeah, we can take care of that later. But while this stuff is drying, I do need to fix the headlights on the car. So let's get the Evo 10 pulled in the shop and let me kind of show you guys what is going on. I've actually been needing to do this for a very long time. I built these headlights with the lit lights boomerangs probably, I don't know, a year ago. And at the same time, I vinyl wrapped the side markers. And check this out. You see how it's all bubbled up? I vinyl wrapped those side markers black and it's all bubbling up now. And plus that Vossen logo I'm gonna take off, and I actually got the Vossen logo engraved by lit lights into the projector lens. So we're gonna pull these headlights out the car. We're gonna get those lenses swapped out. We're gonna peel the vinyl wrap off. We're just gonna paint it black because I like the black look. And we're gonna pull off the Vossen logo as well. And I think that should be about it. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Just kind of fix that little thing up while the bumper's still off, and just really trying to get this car 100% perfect. So we're all finished up with the headlights, we're all finished up painting the splitter and the center section of the bumper, and of course it started pouring down rain outside. To finish off today, it's gonna be just kind of a chill day in the shop, reassembling the Evo. It's actually been like 2 or 3 days since we painted these parts back here. And of course now they're all wet, but it's all good because they're fully dried by now. But we got to change the oil on the car. We're probably overdue for an oil change. So let's get that changed out, reassemble the bumper. We got to put the pinstripe back on the splitter. We may get around to sanding out that jewel today, but probably not. And we can get the bumper back on the car, have the Evo 10 complete once again. All right, we got the bumper all back together, all of the meshes back in. Time to throw that thing back onto the car. All right, she's finally back together after, I don't know, probably a month of having no bumper. I love this freaking bumper. It looks so good. I'm highly debating making a giant splitter out of aluminum for it. So it would run off of that skid plate. I would just remake the whole skid plate, but it would come out past the bumper just so we don't have that issue ever again with destroying this VAR splitter. That'd be a lot of work. I'd have to find another sheet of aluminum, but I think it'd be a pretty good idea for the future, just so we don't have that issue again. All right, let's attempt to get this car off the ramps onto the ground without destroying the splitter again. It would be so freaking nice to have just one giant sheet of aluminum on the whole bottom front part of the car, like from the front tires all the way forward. As a splitter, as a skid plate, we could bash off anything and never really worry about it breaking or cracking. I mean, technically we could rip it completely off the car, but the probability of that is very, very unlikely. So I think that's definitely in the cards to build, hopefully here soon. I'm really happy we took the logo out of the side of the headlight. So much cleaner like that. And then if you really look closely, you can see the logo inside the actual projector, which I think that's a super nice little touch that really adds to the car. Well guys, that is gonna be it for today. The Evo 10 is back up and running, better than ever, I guess looking better than ever. It was a little while doing a fiberglass repair and paint job right off the bat like that, and it actually turned out really good. So I'm pumped with that. Obviously it could be better next time around if we ever destroy the splitter again or the lip again. It will be a little bit better. There's like some stuff on the bottom side which I didn't really care about that you can still see. But yeah, overall I'm pretty freaking hyped with how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Peace out, I'll see you tomorrow.